Hello everyone, this is Johnny the Orange, and today we're going to be talking about Javelins. Originally I was going to talk about range, but I think everyone's fucking had their say. At this stage it just feels like repeating the same shit that everyone else has said. So instead let's talk about Javelins, who were very good in range, and one thing I found out is I fucking love those long range shots. The Triller baits, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I've never used to use them. Now I think they're bloody awesome. Because it takes so many people by surprise, they just don't think you can shoot that far. You know, I fucking can. I can shoot that far. It's also surprisingly good against the cavalry. They don't think you can shoot that far. They scout around you and next minute they're half dead. But that's enough talking about that consumable. Let's talk about the commanders you can go on Javs, which is Sulla or Caesar. Which both have their advantages. Caesar does really well, especially when he's teamed up with a Germanicus player. And in the later tiers, he does catch up to Sulla in speed. Well, at least they're pretty damn close. Pretty much when it comes to Javelin, Caesar does have a lot of advantages. But one thing I do love about Sulla is if you go 1 infantry, you can set up those stakes in about 2 seconds with that whip ability. And I think it literally is something like 2 seconds, if not shorter. Which allows you to put a big ass barricade in the way, just something to block the enemy off if you start getting chased, and it comes in handy so damn often. With that said, let's talk about Javelins themselves. Usually you either have the Hurl ability or Raise Shields. Raise Shields is 10 times better than fucking Hurl. And honestly, if it was a 1v1 match, I'm pretty sure the tier 7 Javelins would kick the shit out of the tier 8 ones. There are some advantages to Hurl, especially if you do bring that Triller bait, Triller bite, I don't even know how to fucking pronounce it. If you bring that ammo, your range is pretty damn big. The problem is you're slowed after, and that just opens you up for getting shot by archers, slingers, everything can just shoot you while you're moving at a snail's pace, and you can't keep chasing whatever you were shooting at in the first place. And let's be honest, at tier 8, if you want long range Javelins, just bring slingers. Those motherfuckers hit everything for like 100 damage, and their range is the other side of the map. But here we go, we're using that long range ammo, and we're going to start nailing some cav with it. Honestly, I should have started shooting right then. It took me a while though, here we go. Get those shots in, and look at that. The range is fucking amazing. One thing that is annoying though, if you press dash, you lose that ammo shot after dash wears off. So then you have to pick the ammo again. For example, if you're chasing someone and they're at your max range, so you press that dash to keep up with them, your range is going to go back down to short range because that ammo is not selected anymore. Which can be pretty damn annoying. So, why? Why is that a thing? Also, you have to individually select the ammo on every unit that has it. It won't just do all 3 at once. It's not too much of an issue, it's just a pain in the ass to have to reselect it. One thing I will be looking forward to though is getting the tier 9 Javelins with the Raised Shields once again. That ability is so handy because all the archers and slingers are out for your ass. But sometimes, you know, that Hurl ability does catch those units by surprise. They think, he can't get me from here. But little do they know you can get them from there. It actually happens all the damn time. It's only when you verse someone that's really experienced. They know what you're trying to do. They know what shit you're trying to pull off, and then you got no hope. That's when you wish you had Raised Shields. You may have noticed I don't have those caltrops on my Javelins. That's because I have 2 on my infantry and stakes. That seems like enough protection. Sometimes I regret it. Most of the time it works out fine. Especially on Sulla, since you can set up those stakes in a matter of seconds. There we go, that took about 2 whole seconds right there. And this poor old cav did not even know there was stakes. I remember when that happened in game. The whole point was to set those stakes up and have the infantry block the other 2 routes he could get to our ranged units. Did not need to do that at all. He just fucking died. Here's another scenario where having the longer range definitely comes in handy is when you're fighting other Javelins who brought different ammunition. It just means that you can kite them and stay out of their range while they can't get into your range. By the way guys, when I do bring that 1 infantry, I'll never put it in combat versus another infantry unit. There's no reason that you would have to. In nearly every single scenario, there's no point of going into combat with that one sword unit. It's just there to set those stakes up and kill Cav. If you do put it in against another infantry unit, basically what happens is someone comes around the back of you and kills your Javs while that infantry is tied up. It's just, you're better off keeping it there to defend the Javelins, and the Javelins can deal with the infantry. Basically, use them as a moving barricade. They just block anything trying to come in. Apart from that, didn't block that shit. But it's all good, they didn't hit very hard either. It looks like the slingers took them out before they reached me. And here comes another Cav unit. I thought they were going for me. It looks like they're going... I don't know where the fuck they're going. They're going somewhere. Alright, they're going after the slingers. It's all good though, I can shoot them down pretty damn quickly with the Javelins. And that's one thing I have been saying. I think after the Cav charge, they need some missile block or some shit. Because that happens all the time. They get into combat with range units, but it doesn't really matter because the other range units will kill it before it can kill those guys. And if the Cav tries to retreat before killing the range units, they're also going to lose a lot just from getting shot. And since they're meant to be the ranged counter, you'd hope that they could survive a bit, a few shots after they get into combat. Anyway, that's my opinion. In these 10v10 games, Cav can actually do pretty well. It's when you play that 5v5 mode, man, everyone knows you're coming. Everyone knows where the fuck you are. It's pretty easy to keep track of 5 players. Anyway guys, that's the end of this game. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, thumbs up and all that shit. And I'll see you next time.